Hello and welcome to this J-Turn stream. We're here live with the Formula 1 1958. It's a pre-season test. The season proper, the 1958 season proper, starts in 10 days' time. But we're here at Spielberg for a pre-season test. 20 laps, about 40 minutes worth in these beautiful cars. They all drive differently. They all have different advantages and disadvantages. And no, they're not balanced for performance. But nonetheless, we've got a great selection of cars on the grid. Each driver choosing pretty much something different. So hopefully this should be an interesting race. In the season proper, because some cars are better than others, the drivers in the leading the championship will be prevented from choosing any car that they have chosen in the previous 3 races, and this is what we're going to use to try and level the playing field. Anyway, quali is well underway. As you can see, we've only got 13.5 minutes left, so I'll roll those intros and, of course, get out on the track. Right, there we go. Let's go turn some laps. Not got long left. Just about. Trying to remember what the lap time is. What are the lap times? I know a good one is ending in a 2. In the seconds. So yeah. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So the Van Wall is definitely a power car, but something like the Cooper is doing very well. It's a corners car. And loses on the straights, but my word, it's able to pick up in the twisty stuff. Right, here's a gap. .19 is really nice to see in AMS1. To not rev the engine too hard.
Your brakes are cold. Tires are
in cockpit tacho has a red line on it. You can see that maybe there on the left hand side there. If I exceed that, then I'm inducing engine wear. So must not exceed about 7,500 revs too often. Oh, my engine may not make it to the end of the race. My biggest risk is an engine failure due to miss shift. On downshift, that's the biggest risk for me.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
Getting blue flag. We will be getting out of the way shortly. Just pick it up on the outside here.
Fast car approaching. We're being shown the blue flag. Blue flag.
Anybody else on a fast lap? We will get out of the way.
The car approaching.
There we go. Pick it up now for our own flying laps. We've got some space behind us.
Your brake temperatures are now within range.
Hey, master. Yeah, the old stock cars. Final corner there for flying lap 202. I thought it was in the 2-minute region. 202 is a good lap. Now it's in a 202.1. A low 202 is a very good lap. My best lap in practice with a heavily rubbered up track has been a 202.4 with a Van Wall. It's in the BRM. Right, turn 1 requires me to lift and get the car balanced, which I've failed to do so there. We've had to downshift, which I don't have to do if I get it right. I've got a little kink left, tyres are not warm yet. Braking down to third gear. Holding the line. Nice and tight. Spun off car, rejoining on the left there, nice and safely. Great to see. That was Stig Hoffman's. Fourth gear. Fifth. Touching 150 miles an hour. Difficult braking now as we kink left. Lifting. And braking.
Caution.
Managing to avoid a spun car who came a cropper in that very difficult braking zone. Carrying out, using the banking, just off the 100 board, down to third gear, staying off the throttle so it stays tight. Don't want it to drift out to the marbles. Still in third gear. Bouncing it on the throttle, which is what it's all about in these 58 F1 cars. Early shift to fourth as the rear steps out under power. Got a lift anyway, so he might as well shift. Final corner. Down to third. Got up one wide. Just staying off the marbles. Keeping it tight to try and get that power down. Here we go.
Brake temperatures are good.
Too bad, 204, we could certainly go quicker. Turn one we completely messed up, so see if we can improve on that. It's all about getting that car balanced through the corner, which we managed to. It wasn't great, but it was certainly pretty good. Shift. Managed to keep it under control whilst recovering. Right up to the edge of the track. Bit of traffic ahead, don't know if Gabriel's on a flyer or not. If he is, it's not his job to move out of the way. That's fast. Just holding it on the sticky stuff. This shift. Still up by a reasonable amount though. Hatchback shifting heel and toe. Second improvement. One, not bad at all, puts us in fourth. It's on the limit. Alex ahead, I think he's also in a van wall. Got a little movement of the rear as we entered into the braking zone. Took us out on the marbles. Lost nearly half a second in one corner.
5 minutes to go.
Knew Alex was going to come across me there. I wasn't able to stick to my usual line because had I done so, we'd have tapped the rear of Alex. Let's bail out of this lap, generate a bit of space, try and get a decent one. Oh, Alex is having issues there. Trying to get some space. Enough for a lap. Right, let's build up to a flyer then. Can we improve? 3 minutes on the clock. Maybe 2 flying laps, maybe 3. Or 2, I think. Not bad, slightly quicker. Oh, it's on the limit there.
3 minutes remaining.
Fractionally ahead. It's too fast. Just hold on to it. Wide.
Your brake temperatures are right on. Car left side, still there, all clear.
Unfortunately, the traffic hasn't helped our lap time. Another lap though. Clear road, this is our final attempt. Actually down this time. Back slightly. It was much too quick into the start of the corner. Oh. We've got a wag on now. Our lap's ruined. Car suddenly felt a bit strange there. Never mind, no improvement then.
Yellow flag. Watch out, yellow flag.
Oh, I still love it. I mean, MS2 I do like.
Flag.
Don't get me wrong. But, yes, AMS1 is still my favourite for actual handling and feel of the cars. But AMS2's come on a long way. So don't get me wrong. Anyway, standings then. So we've got fourth on the grid. We were able to do about half a second quicker than that, but we couldn't put a lap together. So let's have a look. Now in out at front in the BRM with a 202.1. That is a very impressive lap. Igor in the Valiante 202.3. Jess Moore in the Ferrari 246. A very, very quick car, but it is a real handful. Is the Valiante? Is the Ferrari. So he's doing very well with a 202.9. Consistency. He might be okay. Depends on the skill of the driver, obviously. I certainly struggle in the Ferrari. So that's partly why I didn't choose it. The Van Wall I find the easiest to be consistent in with a 202.9, puts me in fourth place. Maddie Shepherd in fifth place. Daniel Weiss in sixth. Seventh is Josh Flynn. Eighth is Stig. Ninth is Mr. Hogan. 10th is Bolo. 11th is Christian KO. In 12th, complaining that the brakes keep locking up at the rear. A lot of work's gone into the Ferrari in particular. The brakes on the Ferrari. So yeah, not sure what KO is referring to, but I haven't experienced particular locking up in the brakes, and Jess Moore seems to have it all sorted as well in third place, but KO struggling, he says, due to locking up the brakes at the rear. But the Ferrari is a handful, and maybe I don't think KO's experienced driver, so I doubt it's relating to this. But it is very lively at the rear, very twitchy indeed. Maybe he's attributing that to the rear brakes locking up, but as I say, I didn't experience that during my testing anyway. But there are a few corners here at Spielberg, and I haven't done a lot of testing at Spielberg, where you are braking not in a straight line, so that might obviously have an impact there as to the twitchiness of the rear. Alexandra Mayer in the Van Wall. He's in 13th. Jorge Valiante, 14th. Bruno in the Cooper. 15th. Martin Fiala, Team Lotus. 16th. Ramon in another Lotus, number 12. In 17th, Robert Thompson, he's in the Cooper in 18th, and Salvatore, he's in 19th, the Van Wall. Right, we better go do a practice start. Oh, but it doesn't stop the kick. hoping he doesn't remove Christian Steger. He shouldn't be removed. He's allowed to race. I need to go to a practice start anyway. Just gotta get my race fuel in. I warned me that he was going to be removed, but he shouldn't be, so not sure why it's saying that. Hoping it's an error.
Okay, let's show them what we're made of. Pit exit looks good. The caution flag is out.
Right, start. Very difficult to get the power down on these. Flipping those tyres. Yeah, that'll do me. Go and do our usual crash over to the Be Sensible on track. Right. Nearly ready to race. Server's going to roll over shortly. In fact, I think it's doing so now. Oh, bad time to suddenly need the toilet. Bad time. Server has rolled over. Double check the old fuel. Less than 2 litres a lap, 20 laps, and we've got 40 litres, so we should have enough for a whole spare lap. That is the idea. Anyway, hopefully that's the case. I think track will be well rubbered up. It's on heavy. Right, off we go.
Pit window is open. The race session is about to start.
We're waiting for the server to sync up. Come on, server. Side line. "12 seconds. Into gear we go. Can we survive 20 laps? 14.
Green flag.
Jesus. This is Steger. Not really hearing the warning to be careful at the start.
The caution flag is out.
Made a good start, but Christ, he had nowhere to go.
Brakes aren't up to working temperature yet. The tyres are now
If he ballsed up, which he has now done so.
left side.
Come on! Jesus Christ, Christian!
Keep right. All clear. Car left. Clear left.
Thanks for the rejoin.
Okay, your brake temperature is spot on.
Hey, Loz.
Caution.
Well, Mr. Moore's got it in the braking zone. That corner there, that braking zone, one of the hardest on the track. Come in a little bit hot, then you are likely to lose it.
Car right.
Oh, Christian.
Clear right.
Side by side with Christian after he basically lost it. Sure, maybe he was struggling with car control, but got to say, not impressed early on with his rejoins when he went very deep. Had to take avoiding action as he beelined to the racing line with me next to him. Break away from him though into safety. The gap opening up now. Can we catch the lead trio for a podium place? mistake maybe from Mr. Shepherd. I seem to be closing in.
Temps are looking good.
Touch of grass. Got me worried for a moment. Not the sound of these cars.
Your tyre temps are fine.
Fast. Shift, don't do that too often. Over rev the engine. Right, I think Mr. Shepherd is my challenge at the moment. I'm doing good laps, but Igor and Owen are pulling away, so it's whether or not we can get on the podium, which would require me to catch and pass Mr. Shepherd ahead. back a little bit. Blown his engine. Sounds like he was over revving it there.
Brake temperatures are good.
Mr. Shepherd pulled out nearly half a second on me there. Didn't do a bad lap. Our best hope for a podium is trying to keep the pressure on Mr. Shepherd and hoping he makes a mistake. So I think he's quicker.
Your brake temperatures are right on.
He's pulling out away from me at the moment. About half a second a lap. And we're doing reasonable laps and consistent in the 202s, which is where my best laps are. marbles. Just to manage to avoid them. Some sort of mistake from Mr. Shepherd on that lap. Halfway, gotta keep an eye on that engine. Nice turn one. Nice on the limit. Traffic ahead.
On your left, clear.
Come on, staying wide there. We lost some time. Shift.
Your brake temperatures are now within range.
Mistake from Mr. Shepherd.
Tires are up to temp.
Right from me. Bit drifty on exit. 13 laps of 20 down. Not sure what Mr. Shepherd is driving. Get a draft. Both of us on the limit. Oh no! Bring it back. Well done, sir. Good save. The pressure is on me. terrible turn one. If Mr. Shepard's made a reasonable one, he's going to be on top of me now into the next corner.
Your brake temperatures are right on. Car left. Clear left. On your left. Car left. Watch your left. Keep right. Keep right. All clear.
5 laps still to go. Did not want to go too wide through that corner. He's gone deep. Marbles have got him. Has he spun off? Oh no, he spun off. That's a shame. We could have had a cracking battle for 5 laps or so. He's not lost a massive amount of time. He's back on track again. That's what I mean with these cars. It's better to go easy and survive. I'm not saying that Mr. Shepard didn't, but as soon as you go off your normal routine, off your usual line, it's so easy to make mistakes. Mr. Shepard consistent for most of the race. And as we battled, he started to struggle. We've got to make that engine last 4 more laps. We haven't been over-revving it, and when we have, it's been very briefly. Ooh, little bit of a slip there. Owen and Igor out front by about 15 seconds. About 2 seconds to gap between them, Owen out front. Getting a bit more tail happy, probably due to the low fuel level. Got to keep the consistency going. Only 3 minutes of racing so far. 17th lap of 20 we are on. Ooh, big bit of lag there. Mr. Shepard 12 seconds back, so 1 mistake. And he'll be back with me. Sorry guys if you're sending me chat messages and I'm not responding. I'm taking all my concentration at the moment. Even on the straights I've got to set it up for the next corner. Catch back up on them once the race is over. Not doing great laps at the moment, but importantly we're staying on track. So far. Hey Stig! I drifted because I had a bit too much suspension damage. It was pretty fun and quite tricky. No worries, mate. Stig, are you Christian? Stig and Christian one and the same? Got a Stig Hoffmans and a Christian Stiger. So Stig could apply to either of them. Terrible line. Well, I didn't get a track cut, to be honest. Probably because I was off the throttle mostly.
Watch out, yellow flag. Yellow flag.
Car somewhere, Montefiore, he's safe to the side. He's blown his engine. Of 20. This lap and one more to go. Suspect Martin blew his engine. It's a shame after 35 plus minutes of racing. A good race though. We have 20 on the server. $23 I think signed up, so that's a good turnout. Those people who signed up showed up.
The caution flag is out.
Ah, hey, original TTB. Well, there is engine wear when you're above the red line on the tachometer in the cockpit, Christian. So I can only assume you are regularly above that line, and whenever the RPM is above the red line, you are getting increased engine wear. And there's also an instant blow level if you do a misshift and your RPM goes too high or something like that. The engine will instantly blow up. But it doesn't sound like you had the instant blow, it sounds like you accumulated too much engine wear. So if you were regularly above the red line, then after a few laps that's going to accumulate. I have been going above the red line, but only really when I'm blipping pretty much. Probably goes above the red line then. On the whole, my red line is at about 7,500 RPM and I'm trying to keep it below it all the time. The red line signifies where the maximum torque of the engine is as well, usually I believe. A few more corners to go. Leaders are pulling away, but I wasn't trying to maintain gap with the leaders, just to be consistent. Final corner. There we go, over the line. We make it.
That's the end of the session.
Oof. Crowd is cheering. Look at them all on the hill. Oh, it's still got it, his aim. I thought it's still got it. Evan wins. Eagle in second. Myself in third. Hey, Gabe. Engine is due to work like a real engine of the era. Would you go over the red line if you need to? You can, yep, that's indeed. I do go over the red line. I did when I was battling with Mr. Shepherd, pushed it to 7677, knowing that I'm inducing extra wear, but I'm also getting more power when I do so, or more torque, I think is the main thing. Yep, that's right. Yeah, you nailed it, Gabe, basically. Nailed it. As I was trying to say, and you said it very much more eloquently. Yes, red line is optimal. That's where it's ideal. When you're not in a direct battle, then I would recommend shifting at or before the red line in each car. But say, look, if you look at my commentator on the main screen on the right, look, so there's a lot of RPM left. There's 7.5. Look, I've got another. Oh, there's 7.6, and that's on the red line. I can take it to red. I can take it much over that. I think blow is probably at about 8,000, 8,182, something like that. So, yeah. That's right, Gabe. Shame you weren't racing, Gabe. It would be nice to have you on track. But good grid, good grid. So the championship is starting in 10 days' time on a week Saturday. First event is, off the top of my head, Silverstone. That's it. So yes, should be hopefully a great race. Silverstone historic. Let's go and have a look at the standings properly. Evan wins at the BRM. 2.3 seconds ahead of Igor in second place in the Valiante. Myself in third in the Van Wall, 24 seconds back. And we had Maddie Shepherd. It was a shame we didn't get to have a quality battle with Maddie. He's in the T2 Maserati. Well, the T3 Piccolo is quicker, so he's doing very well in the T2 with Maddie Shepherd. KO in the Ferrari in 5th place. Daniel Weiss in 6th. Jess Moore in 7th. Jorge in 8th. Christian Dauger in 9th. Alexander Meyer very well in 10th place. Well done, Alex. He's the first driver to not be on the lead lap, but only just. Apollo 199 in 11th place. 12th is Mr. Hogan. 13th, Ramon. 14th was Martin Fiala with an engine failure. And we had a DNF for Stig and Josh. Rob Thompson also with engine failure. Christian Stig with engine failure. So 3 engine failures, but I suspect those drivers were not shifting or not allowing for the real engine, basically, the real engine behaviour. Have a word with Igor, because he did a lot of work on the Ferrari brakes, and I did a lot of testing. I personally, the drum brakes and the disc brakes are certainly different in the Ferrari. I had no real issues with rear lockup. I mean, the Ferrari is incredibly lively, but on power, not particularly on brakes. I had no issues on brakes, but I know that some of the KOs reported that it's locking up all the time on the rear brakes. But somebody else was driving it, was doing very, very quick laps. So, not sure. Not saying that that isn't occurring, but saying that I didn't experience it when I was testing. And I know that Eagle's done a lot of work looking at the Ferrari brakes, because I did raise it as an issue. And excuse me, apologies. Raise it as an issue with them overheating. They always used to get very, very hot. We did a race about 10 months ago at Rouen-les-Alpes. And GP Laps was there, and I think GP Laps was in the Ferrari, and one of the issues with the Ferraris, they were overheating the brakes massively into the hairpin, which meant after about 2 to 3 laps, you were really struggling with massively fading brakes. So that has been reduced, so the overheating, and certainly the disc and drum brakes behave differently. Maybe they are locking up at the rear. I didn't particularly notice it. So yeah, I thought they were okay. It's possible that KO, mind you, they reported it throughout the race, but certainly early on in practice, the track wasn't rubbered up, so obviously there is less grip there. But he was reporting it, I think, at the end of quali when the track was heavy, so it's probably not related to track rubbing. Anyway, nice one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you here. Really enjoyed the race. It's been a fun event, a successful event, very successful event. Great to see such a variety of cars on the grid, and a good variety of cars in all the different spots through the grid. It wasn't like just the Valianti was all out front and everybody was in that was a second or so quicker. Even though certain cars are definitely quicker, it was great to see the variety. I mean, great example is the Cooper. Cooper is not good in a straight line. In the Sector 1, which is mostly straight, I know the Van Wall will pull back 0.6, 0.7 on a Cooper, but my word, does the Cooper pick it up in the twisty stuff. So yes, nice to see that variety play out, and it means it will be a bit of a decision as we go through the championship as to what car you race at what track, especially if you're one of the leading drivers, because the leading drivers cannot reuse cars in the previous 3 races. So they won't be able to use the first car they drive until they get to race number 5. So race 2, they can't use it from race 1. Race 3, they can't use it from race 1 and 2. Race 4, they can't use it from race 1, 2, and 3. And then race 5, they get to use a new car. So they're going to run out of the really, really good cars. But maybe when we get to a twisty track, they might want to pick one of the slower handling cars and save the power cars to the straight. Anyway, lots of fun. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And hopefully, we'll be streaming the season proper in about 10 days' time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great day tomorrow. And hopefully see you on another stream soon. Good night.